Women belong in the kitchen. This is a tweet that Burger King tweeted today on International Women's Day, and this obviously caused quite a bit of a stir. Quite a tweet storm, quite a social media shitstorm, if you will. And for good reason, obviously. This is a very uncouth statement, something that you probably shouldn't say, but the thing is, there's context to it. There is a contextual adjustment to its meaning. It was always really written to generate outrage. It was obviously designed to create a social media shitstorm, because this is the easiest way in this day and age to generate attention for a thing. It's just do something outrageous, and you end up with, well, Donald Trump. That's the prime example. But in this case, Burger King was actually doing it to draw attention to the needs for additional assistance for women generally to attain equality in this world. Because we still live in a very male-dominated world. We still live in a world where many fields, many careers are male-dominated, and it's difficult for women to crack into. Many of the STEM fields, for example, still have women lagging behind, and this is something that needs to be corrected. And Burger King, in their ridiculous way, is drawing attention to this fact. And yeah, there's also an argument to be made here about, like, corporate activism is not altruistic. They're obviously doing this for the attention. They're doing this to sell products. It's commodified charity is what it is. But still, the point I'm drawing attention to here is context. There was a tweet a couple of years ago that caused a similar level of outrage and a similar level of misunderstanding. There's a woman who tweeted, "About to fly to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS, lol." Obviously, this also did not play well. She meant it in jest. It was an ironic statement to draw attention to the prejudice and the general state of racism in the world, that some people unironically think this kind of thing, that if you go to Africa, you're going to end up with AIDS because everybody has blah, blah, blah. But the problem is, she immediately after tweeting that got on a transoceanic flight, which means that she had no access to the internet. She couldn't clarify what she had said, and this tweet stood on its own. One thing led to another. One person draws attention to it and says, "Hey, this is a bad thing to say. You shouldn't say this thing because," not catching the irony, of course, "this is an awful attitude." I'm like, yes, it's an awful attitude. That's why she posted it, to draw attention to the awful attitude, to say that it's an awful attitude. But by the time she got off the flight, she was persona non grata. Her career was over. She was an international sensation for all the wrong reasons, all for a tweet that was made in sarcasm. It's not quite the same as this Burger King thing, but it is illustrative of a lack of nuance in the social media sphere. The trouble with social media is that it runs on attention, and it intentionally decontextualizes stuff. Because, like, our attention spans, especially in this mediated world, are very short. Tweets are only, at that time, 140 characters, and if I make a video over a certain length, it gets basically disadvantaged by the YouTube algorithm. Similar with Facebook, with Instagram, you got these little square pictures and barely any text at all. You're limited in what strength and size of information you're actually able to convey to a general audience. And even if you do convey a nuanced and detailed contextualized point, it's very easy to decontextualize that thing and clip it and turn it into something that it's not, simply by framing something in such a way as to make it, you can frame stuff in such a way that it means exactly the opposite of what it actually means. And that's in the case of this Burger King tweet thing, as well as the woman who got on the plane. How do we resolve this? Like, how do we improve our communication in such a way that we can actually make nuanced points? We can actually communicate like genuine, intelligent human beings when the media environment is such that it's rendered impossible. Obviously, we can't just return to monkey. We can't like eschew social media and go back to pen and paper and newspapers and stuff like that, because that had its own set of problems, obviously. We need to do something else, something different. And I don't quite know what that is, but the way the social media sphere is set out right now, being that it is funded by advertising, that means that it's funded by attention, and that means that it predisposes content that is attention grabbing, i.e., the most outrageous, the most emotionally charged, the most potentially misleading content possible. I appreciate my audience. I appreciate the folks that watch this channel, because for those who do watch the whole thing, they do watch the whole thing, and the comment section is uncharacteristically well thought out responses. I've had some great conversations so far, and I've met a couple of really cool people this way, because people are actually thinking and considering stuff, and I hope that continues to build, because I like that. I appreciate that. I just hope that the rest of the world starts moving that direction, and I think it's going to require the demonetization of social media. I would hope that that is possible. I would hope that we have the collective will to do that, and we'll get there, maybe. Anyway, I do these videos daily, and this one's a relatively low-effort one because I don't feel great today. Hopefully I'll feel great tomorrow. I'm currently writing an episode about addiction. That's a fairly high-effort endeavor, and so look forward to that in the not-too-distant and hopefully near future. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.